You are listening to The Kennel, sponsored by Counter Culture and Corporations. Check out Counter Culture and Corporations on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You like that?
I like that. Figure that shit out.
Oh. 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 And we are live. What's up? It's your boy K9, and you're listening to The Kennel. Follow me on Instagram at K9_Florida. Like, follow, share on whatever platform you're listening to us on. I got a cipo in the house.
We are here.
This is the first podcast now that we're sponsored by Counter Culture Inc.
Shout out.
Shout out. Things are happening.
Yes, sir. Making it work.
We're making it work. We are sponsored. We are signed.
Ooh.
Big things are coming. I don't know if the podcast will be called The Kennel anymore. But the kennel will always be like this room.
Right.
We're still going to be doing the podcast here. It's still going to be the same podcast. But it's going to be sponsored now by Counter Culture Sports. That might be the new name of it. We're still working with everything. We're still working on everything. All the ins and outs. I went to Orlando Saturday. Signed the deal. Pen to ink. Went up there with my cousin Mike. I did 2 podcasts.
Hell yeah.
With the owners of Counterculture. So those are going to be dropping soon. And those are actually videotaped.
Right.
And now this podcast is going to start being videotaped. It's not right now. But like I said, we still got to work all the ins and outs. But if you're a fan of the Kennel and you've been here since day one, thank you. But as of now, things are moving up. We're on the come up. It was pretty cool in Orlando. So like what they have now, because they got so big,
right,
is they rented out like a unit in a shopping plaza. So like I pull up to this shopping plaza and there's a pizza place and there's a toy place and there's all these different stores, and there was one that it didn't have anything like any signs on the doors or nothing. And we go in and it's just big room and they got bottles of liquor right as you come in, a little bar, and they got all these couches set up with cameras and microphones, and they had a fridge full of beer. So me, I had to get some beers in me. And I think it went good. The guy that owns it, Tyler, badass dude, super cool.
Shout out Tyler.
I met the dude once, and I feel like we're brothers. Like, he's just like the type of like good old boy, good dude. Obviously, my cousin Mike. Yeah. I already know. I've known him my whole life. He's my cousin. So they're the 2 owners of Counterculture. And then my cousin's wife drove us up there, and she did one of the podcasts with us. So everything went good, and things are changing, man. So
for the better.
For the better. We got gear up here. We got Counterculture beanies, Counterculture hats, shirts, tank tops. So
we got it all.
Things are happening.
Get your merch.
And cipo, lifelong friend, ride or die. I told you when I kind of got the news that I want you in on this with me.
Yeah, you were excited, dog.
I want you to be my co-host. And like I said, we got to work the ins and outs. But I want you on the journey with me.
We'll see what we can do, bro.
I want you to come with me into the desert storm. Guns bearing. Helmets on. Grenades ready. Ammo locked and loaded.
Full metal jacket,
baby.
Yeah.
Parachutes popping out. We're going into the war together. Are you down?
Let's get it.
All right, cool. Well, the last time we did a podcast, it was right before Game 7. So let me timestamp this now that we got all the news out of the way. And before I even get into Game 7, like I said, if you've listened to the Kennel this whole time, it's still going to be the same thing. But you should be excited because videos are coming. There's going to be live podcasts, I think, every Monday. You can actually watch it You can actually watch it, which I know a lot of people, because we've only done audio.
Right.
So, you know, they're going to be hooking me up with cameras. We're going to be doing videos.
No.
Yeah, it's going to be legit.
Oh, wow.
I cleaned all the toys out of the room, and there's baking soda all over the floor right now. I've sprayed about 5 cans of Lysol so I can barely breathe. Windows have been popped open for 2 days. Dude, I had all my son's toys in here, and I had like a mat like kids could play on, sit on, and it's been in like every room of this house.
That's fine, bro.
But for some reason, when I put it in here and I picked it up, it smelled like there was a dead body under it. Like, I had to make sure like there wasn't a dead human in here somewhere. I moved the mat and I put it in a different room, and then I go in the other room and it smelled terrible. So I got the mat, threw it away, but I can't get the smell out of here.
That's the carpet, bro.
It's the carpet.
Yeah,
Something happened.
You gotta go rent you one of those real deep carpet cleaners.
Well, we're trying it the ghetto old school way, where I got baking soda all over the floor. It looks like somebody spilled about a quarter of Coke on the floor. All over the place.
If they come in the house right now, we're in trouble.
We're in trouble. So I got baking soda all over my socks. It's all over my clothes. It looks like I was cooking up some dope in here, dude. But I don't know.
It was funny that one time, man, I had got pulled over, man. Bro, you know how they got that that stuff like that be coming in the shoes and stuff?
Yeah.
You know, that like little powder packet stuff?
Yeah.
Bro, there was all that in the trunk of the rental car, bro. They popped the trunk. They thought they had me, boy. Yeah. They thought it was like this. It was just like this, how it's all scattered over the ground.
Yeah, how it's all scattered over the floor right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
that's not a good look.
It did not look good.
It doesn't look good.
Nope. Any white substance scattered all over the back of a trunk, man.
I don't understand, like, because I had the mat in here and it didn't smell different. There was nothing wrong. But the second I picked up the mat, it was like some type of chemical imbalance happened. And Bill Nye was like, dude, you didn't watch enough of my episodes type shit. Like, you should have known.
Yeah, that carpet, man.
Dude, I would have kept that Sesame Street mat in here forever if I knew that this was going to happen. During the live shows and everything, people would have seen it. But it's all good. So as I was saying, when we did our last podcast, we were live right before Game 7. We were giving our predictions on the game. It was shaping up to be the best Game 7 I think we've ever seen. And
I think it would have been one of them.
It would have been. And as we were finishing the podcast, I got this little TV in here now. We turned on the game, and it was, once again, shaping up to be the best Game 7 I've ever seen. Hallie was on fire.
Man.
He had, like, I think he hit 3 threes in a row.
Yeah, 9 points.
The game was close. Me and you were all into it. We're like, dude, this is going to be the best Game 7 in history. We're jumping up and down. We had a wager on the series.
Damn.
I forgot about it.
I left you 20.
It's all good.
I got you, though. I got you.
It's all good. And
yeah, we did.
And it was literally 30 seconds later, Hallie goes down and starts crying. And we looked at each other and we said, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And
we knew, bro.
It was depressing because, whatever, the $20 wager on the series, like, yeah, whatever. I wanted OKC to win. But I definitely didn't want them
to win like that.
To win like that, dude. Like, I wanted to see a great Game 7. Right. It's not every year we get a Game 7.
Especially in the finals.
Especially in the finals. And, dude, it was shaping up to be the best Game 7 ever. Like, you could just tell before Hallie got hurt. This is going to go down to the wire. This is going to be great. And when he went down and tore his Achilles, heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's how I felt too, man. You seen my reaction, man.
Oh, gosh.
I was mad, man.
You feel bad for Hallie. You feel bad for Pacer fans. But you just feel bad for everybody in general because everybody was robbed of... We were robbed.
Yeah, that's how I feel, bro.
Someone went to Game 7 and practically went out there with a ski mask on, kicked in the door, goon mask, 9 in the air.
Yeah.
Drop down, get on the floor. We were robbed.
Yeah, bro.
And it was a terrible, terrible feeling. Obviously, OKC ended up winning the game. Wasn't.
But who knows what would have happened?
Who knows what would have happened? And Indiana kept it close going into halftime. I think they actually had a 2-point lead.
Right.
But OKC coming out second half just blew the game out and ended up blowing them away.
Yeah, I felt like, Indiana, that's the type of game Indiana likes to play. Keep them within that 10-point, margin.
Right.
And if they would have jumped on them.
Yeah, I mean, you lose your best player, the heart and soul of your team, the guy that was on fire.
Who carried them to the finals.
Who carried them, the most clutch.
That was the clutchest playoff
in
performance
playoff
ever,
history.
That was crazy.
And it was heartbreaking.
5 for 5.
But here's the thing that I think a lot of people haven't really came to is Hallie's going to be out all next year now. Right. Like, he tore his Achilles, so
yeah.
Halliburton is going to be gone all next year. So the Pacers, the East is up for grabs right now.
That's what I'm saying.
You got Dame Lillard, who's going to be out all next year. So the Milwaukee Bucks, if they keep Giannis, my boy, the Greek Freak, it's going to be hard for them. They're missing their second best player. You got Halliburton off the Pacers. You got Tatum off the Celtics all next year.
Mm-hmm.
So the East is up for grabs. A lot of people are talking about the Knicks. A lot of people are talking about the Magic. Now that they have Desmond Bane. The East is up for grabs. I mean, that's one of the cool things, but we're missing 3 of the top guys.
Right, in the East.
In the East,
right.
Even in the whole NBA. I mean, these are some of the top guys.
But the East is wide open.
The East is wide open. I mean, it's up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
100% up for grabs. I don't think the Pacers will be in it now without Halliburton. We're actually currently watching the NBA free agency special right now.
Oh, yeah.
On our little
Today is the
TV.
first day.
Yeah, today's the first day. We've had some signings already. I've seen D'Angelo Russell went to the T-Wolves.
It looks like... oh, wow.
Devin Booker is lined up to sign a massive contract extension. So, as we get some big news across the board on this podcast while we're doing this, we'll tell you. But Clint Capella's going back to Houston.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
So, there's going to be some big things. Let's get into... Well, to finish it, congratulations to the Thunder.
Yeah.
They won their first title as an NBA franchise.
Even though we felt like that, they did have, a great season,
Great season, historic season.
Yeah.
One crazy amount of games, blew a bunch of people out.
Shea had a great,
MVP in Shea.
MVP
J-Dub,
of the league and Finals MVP.
Finals MVP. J-Dub had a great finals as well.
Yeah.
And I think the Thunder, man, they could definitely be one of those teams that could repeat. It's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
But then the West is going to be a lot tougher next year, I think, too. But I think this OKC team is here to stick around. I don't think this is a one and done. This team's a franchise in the building.
Bro, they're gonna be. They could be a dynasty in the making.
100%. I don't think they're losing any of their players.
Right.
They're all still under contract. They're all still young.
Yep.
And OKC is.
Not they got draft picks for days.
Yeah. 100%.
They got draft picks for days, bro.
For days.
Yeah. I give it to that what is it? That general manager in the OKC, man. He's a great one.
Yeah, no, 100%.
What team did he come off of again?
The GM?
Yeah. Wasn't he like the Warriors GM?
I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure right now. Rockets agreed deal with Finney Smith.
Oh.
So they got Finney Smith. He was from the Lakers, right?
Yeah. And he was a good shooter.
Yeah.
He was like a bucket.
Yeah, he was.
Bro.
What's it called? Kristaps Porzingis is going to Atlanta.
Yeah, I seen that one.
Porzingis is going to Atlanta. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the draft. Let me timestamp this because it's been a little while since we did a podcast. We haven't really had a chance to talk about everything.
Yeah,
I know we're kind of... Let's just go in, like, order. The draft, give me, like, I guess your biggest takeaway from the draft, just something off the top of your head.
I love who the Miami Heat picked.
You're a Miami Heat fan?
Yeah, bro. We got a top 10 prospect at number 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great pick, man. And
I know you wanted Walter Clayton
I
Jr.
did want Walter Clayton Jr., but the damn Jazz decided to trade up 2 spots ahead.
Yeah.
And, right when that happened, I was kind of heartbroken, man,
Yeah.
because we were 2 picks away, man.
And you guys wanted him. The
Bro,
Miami, born and raised.
Bro, Miami was going to take him. We were going to take him, bro.
And he wanted to play for the Heat.
And, bro, it was a match made in heaven.
Hometown team.
Hometown kid. Come on. Man, that just...
But who you guys got, though, I feel like he's going to fit the team perfectly.
Right.
He's from, I think, Lithuania, but he has a Greek last... He's got a Greek last name.
He got a little bit Greek.
So we're going to call him a Greek. This guy could be another great Greek basketball player. I think he's Greek. I don't know. We're going to say he's Greek. He's got a Greek last name. Ends in an IS.
Yeah.
He was the only other player in college. I think it's 20 points.
Nah, 15.
15 points.
4 and 4.
4 and 4, besides Cooper Flagg. So when
him and Cooper were the only ones.
The only 2 players in all of college basketball.
Yeah, to average that.
So when you have the same stat as Cooper Flagg,
bro,
that's showing some upside. He's a big guard.
Huge
he can run the
guard.
point. Yeah, and
he's a point.
He's a point.
At 6'5".
And Illinois had a good team. They made a run in March Madness.
Did they?
Yeah, they didn't make it like too far, but they made a pretty good run. Yeah, they had a pretty good run in March Madness. Illinois wasn't the greatest team, but he definitely helped carry them. He carried that team.
Yeah. So
I like who the Heat got. Speaking of Walter Clayton Jr. going to the Jazz, I really like what the Jazz did.
I low-key did too, bro.
Apparently Ace Bailey didn't want to go to the Jazz, but they still took him at that 5 pick.
They said forget it. You're coming and you're going to stay and play.
Ace Bailey, probably behind Cooper Flagg, to me, was probably the second best prospect in the whole draft. Just an elite scorer in college basketball. Just kind of
even had KD, talking good.
Yeah, I mean, and not only that, but the Jazz really needed like a good scoring guard, something they haven't had in a long time. And not only did they get Ace Bailey, they got Walter Clayton Jr., 2 of the best guards, I think, in college basketball, honestly.
Right.
So I really like what the Jazz did. Give me another guy you're excited about. Anybody else? I mean...
Well, I'll kind of want to see the number 2 pick, Dylan Harper with Wemby.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one,
That's going to be a good one. And Steven Castle.
Yeah.
Bro, the Spurs are
The Spurs should be good.
Yeah, I give it Spurs.
And
who else you got?
Oh, man. What about...
I like Jace Richardson to Orlando.
Yeah, with the Magic, his father, Jason Richardson, is a former...
Yeah.
I guess you could call him a Magic legend. He was on that team that made it to the finals.
Right.
And the Eastern Conference Finals as well.
He's just an all-around NBA legend,
Yeah,
he was dunking, dog.
Yeah, he was a great player. So he came from his son went to Michigan State. I know the Magic really wanted Walter Clayton Jr. as well, and he didn't make it to that pick.
No.
So they got the son of Jason Richardson from Michigan State. But who else, man? Who else you like?
Colin Knippel.
Yeah.
Colin Knippel with LaMelo.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah, we got that.
This was a pretty stacked draft, man.
I tried to tell you, man, this was going to be a stacked draft.
You know what? And a lot of people are hating on the Pelicans for trading that second pick to Atlanta. They traded their next year pick from Atlanta.
Right.
So next year, this is going to sound confusing, but next year they had the first round pick of either Atlanta or Milwaukee.
Right.
Whatever team is worse. And they traded that to move up 10 spots. And with that pick, they acquired Derek Queen, who was Probably my favorite player in this whole entire draft. The Bulls could have drafted him. They didn't, which broke my
Oh,
heart.
shoot.
But Derek Queen, I think, is going to be the next Draymond Green.
You like Derek Queen?
I love Derek Queen from Maryland. Young
Right.
kid, came out as a freshman, and he's like a point forward. He runs the court, super aggressive, can score, wants the ball. In that last second, I think it was either the first or the second round. I think it was against Baylor. There was like 2 seconds on the clock. They called timeout. Coach is on the sideline, and Derek Queen steps up and goes, "Give me the effing ball." And they gave him the effing ball,
And he did it.
and he scored, and
Yeah.
he hit the buzzer beater. And just at that moment, I'm like, this guy's gonna be great.
Amazing, yeah.
So everybody's hating on the Pelicans for making that trade because next year's draft's even supposed to be more stacked.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, you're looking at that pick could have been a top 5. Who knows if Milwaukee trades Giannis, that could be, a number 1 pick. You never know how the lottery works.
Mm-hmm.
But they got Queen at 13, and they got my favorite point guard in the whole draft, Jeremiah Fears from Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Great
get
scoring
Fierce,
point
yeah.
guard.
Got handles.
Got handles, can
Yeah.
shoot the 3 ball. So I really like what the Pelicans did as well, even though a lot of people are hating on him.
Yeah, they said he got Kyrie handles.
He's really good, dude. He's a little small, but for a point guard, that's okay.
Yeah, well, as long as, he's a playmaker,
So,
And
Going
we
in the
just
next-
play team defense.
yeah, and I mean, going into next year, you figure if Zion's healthy, they got this new point guard. They got Derek Queen. They got Zion.
McCollum's gone.
McCollum is gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Pelicans, if Zion can stay healthy,
Yeah.
it could be a team to look out for. I mean, they're in the West, so it's gonna be tough. A pick that, let's see,
Who did the Knicks get again?
the Knicks didn't even have a first round
I was
pick.
about to say, I thought
The Knicks don't even have a coach yet.
Oh my gosh.
Knicks don't even have a coach yet, and they went into the NBA draft without a coach. Mike Malone has been rumored to
Right.
probably.
Hopefully y'all do get Mike Malone. He's a great coach.
We were just on the phone with Vinny before
Shout
the
out to Vinny.
podcast. Shout out Vinny, big Knicks fan. I mean, they even apparently interviewed Dawn Staley, the women's head coach
Dawn
from
Staley?
from
Nah,
South Carolina. I don't think that's gonna happen, but
That's got to
the
be
Knicks
a
are just
fake.
interviewing everybody. No, I don't think that's fake. The Knicks are just interviewing everybody, dude.
They couldn't have interviewed Dawn Staley.
That's the report. They interviewed Dawn Staley, dude. I don't know what the hell the Knicks are doing. If they can get Mike Malone, I mean, he's still out there. They need a coach. I think that's just like a given. You got to get Mike Malone.
Yeah, no, bro. I feel like y'all getting Mike Malone.
I think Malone
That's
would be
the best
great
coach
too.
out there.
He is the best coach out there. I would love Mike Malone to come to the Knicks.
I'm about to say,
Bing bong.
yeah, I'm not taking the sure.
I know I wanted them to get Dan Hurley, but I just
Dan Hurley
that's not an option
over Mike
anymore.
Malone.
I would take Dan Hurley over Mike Malone in a heartbeat. Yeah,
I
I know Mike Malone's
I
won a
like
title.
Mike Malone, bro.
Yeah, he's got a ring.
I like Mike Malone, man. I feel
I
like
do.
he shouldn't have lost his job in Denver.
No, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. If him and
Well,
the Joker were getting into it.
No,
or what.
what it is the GM and the head coach were getting into it, and the owner of the team just said, "Forget it. I'm not going to pick one or the other. I'm just going to cut both of you."
Yeah.
So he cut the GM and the Mike Malone.
I think that's the best thing that the Knicks could do at this point. I mean, you had a draft with no coach. I'm pretty sure they didn't even end up drafting anybody. I think they had 1 second round pick, but I'm pretty sure they traded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't even
Damn.
think they got any draft picks, which is fine. They didn't have any first round picks. I mean, they traded all of them for Bridges. There's not much you could do at
Right.
this point. I really wanted them to get Kevin Durant. I don't know why they didn't get Kevin Durant. We talked about that on the previous podcast, but Kevin Durant would have fit perfect with that team. I know Westbrook's out there. He's been rumored to maybe go to the Knicks with Mike Malone.
Mm.
Westbrook, I feel like, could be a good pickup for the Knicks
Yeah.
as like a backup point guard. But the Knicks are still gonna, I think, make a move. I don't know exactly what it's gonna be or how big it could be. But with the
Towns?
I think at this point they're going to keep all them guys.
You think they're keeping
I
them
think
all?
they're keeping
Running
everything.
it back?
I think they're going to run it back, especially with how the East is looking right now.
They got a shot.
The only team to take down the Knicks,
Magic.
well, the Magic could be the team this year, but this year the only team to take down the Knicks in the East were the Pacers.
Oh, yeah.
And now the Pacers won't have Halliburton.
Nope.
So I don't think you really got to worry about them. The Celtics always gave the Knicks a hard time, but now they don't have Tatum next year. Mm-hmm. They don't have Porzingis. I don't know if they're going to go in somewhat of a rebuild. So the Knicks could definitely take the East next year for sure if they run it back with the same guys, get a decent coach in there, and they could definitely take the East. So
yeah, the Knicks got a shot.
But I seen something on Facebook that said the Magic are the number one bet on team right now to actually win the East.
That's kind of my pick right now. Them or Cleveland.
Cleveland, they're still up there.
If Magic could just stay healthy, bro, I think we could go to the finals.
Yeah, I mean that would be great.
Think about the starting five they got, man.
Yeah, you got Suggs,
Bane at the shoot. You got Banchero and Franz,
and then Carter.
Wendell.
Yeah, and Carter Jr.
Yeah,
that's it. That is a pretty stacked
That's a good lineup.
It is. It really is. I would love to see the Magic and Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I think that would be a fire series too.
Because growing up, I was like such a diehard Bulls fan, but as I lived here, you know, I became
Magic grew on you.
The Magic grew on me because they were the local team. I had the basic
only one
cable.
On the damn king. Yeah.
They were the only one on my TV, so I watched all the Magic games. I kind of became a Magic fan. Always liked the Knicks. My dad was a diehard Knicks fan. My whole family is. Always loved the Knicks. Always loved the Bulls. So I know I kind of sound.
That's crazy because this part of town, the other part of town is like Miami.
Yeah, everybody here is mostly Heat fans.
Well, you know, like you said, you know, because over there, the local channel was the Heat games.
Right.
You know?
We're closer to Orlando than Miami, but just barely, not by much. We're like right on that.
Yeah, so half of the town local channels is like Miami and then half is Orlando.
Right. But I always hated Miami because when I was younger and I was a Bulls fan, the Bulls couldn't get past the Heat. So I have this part of me that just hates the Heat. But I did tell you, and I said it on the podcast, if my boy Giannis goes to Miami,
we're going to the game.
We're going to the games, and I will be a diehard Heat fan as long as Giannis is on the team. But I don't see Giannis leaving Milwaukee right now. I just don't.
I just don't see Miami ever pulling the cord, bro.
Apparently, Miami was in the talks too for Durant, and they declined the trade. They didn't want
to get rid of Khalil Ware.
They should.
Man. Nah, man, Khalil Ware is pretty nice.
Yeah, but
for an old KD, bro.
I know, but if they could make it for Giannis, you gotta get rid of whoever you gotta get rid of to get Giannis. I'm sorry, Giannis is only 30.
Younger.
Yeah, he's only 30 years old.
I'll give up Khalil Ware for Giannis.
Give up Pat Riley. Shit.
Make him trade himself,
dude. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the first day of free agency. Like I said, we've already had. Here's another thing: Michael Porter Jr.
for Cam Johnson.
Yeah, for Cam Johnson. So MPJ's going to the Nets.
Cam Thomas to Denver.
Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson agrees to 5-year, $240 million extension. Wow. He was the guy that was rumored to be traded.
Nah, I knew he wasn't going to get traded. Once they got rid of Bane to Orlando, they were keeping Jaren Jackson.
There was some reports that the Bulls were really interested in him, but the Bulls just don't know what the hell they're doing at this point. It's
every team should be interested in Jaren Jackson.
All right, so speaking of Miami, let's get into the breaking NFL news that we had today.
Oh, wow.
Let's get off of NBA.
Huge trade.
Now, people that are new, we do the timestamp. So if we're talking NBA and you don't give a crap about the NBA, go to the timestamps in the podcast. It'll bring you straight to wherever you want to go, whatever you want to listen to. You want to listen to the whole podcast? We love that because we love sports. But as we're getting closer to football season, you know a lot of people are just mostly tuned into football. And things are going to definitely grow as we get more into the football. People are going to care more about sports. Right now is a tough time because basketball's over. I know we got free agency, but only thing really going on is baseball and tennis right now.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are kind of tuned out and binging their reality TV shows
Yep.
until football and college football comes back.
It's just 5 more weeks to like training camp.
Yeah, well, today's the last day of June. So
Yeah,
tomorrow,
ours start on the 22nd. Philadelphia start the 22nd.
tomorrow is the first day of the second half of the year. So
Yep.
tomorrow when this podcast drops,
The
we are
second-
officially halfway done with the year 2025, which is crazy to think about. Seems like 2025 just started.
and this is the fastest time of the year too.
Exactly.
The holidays, bro, I feel like it's the fastest.
July 4th is Friday.
Once football season starts, bro,
It's over.
the year's over, bro.
So we had the breaking news today. Shout out all my Dolphins fans. Blaze, you're the biggest one I know. Bobo, one of the biggest ones I know.
Big Dolphin fans.
Big Dolphins fans. Cheeto, Zach, Josh. R.I.P. Bill. The Dolphins fans are here, baby.
Yeah.
So let's get into the trade. Breaking news today, the Dolphins have traded Jalen Ramsey, star cornerback. They traded Jonnu Smith, their star tight end last year, and they traded a 7th-round pick in 2027 to the Pittsburgh Steelers for Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 2027 5th-round pick. I'll let you go first on
I
this.
love it.
You love it for who?
The Dolphins.
For the Dolphins?
Yeah, man. They got that boy Minkah Fitzpatrick.
They got him back.
They got him back, even though he did have a little slump last year.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta think, man, that guy's still only 28 years old. That guy just got in the prime.
And it's not often you see guys go back to like their original
Yeah, that's
team.
what I was kind of like, man, wow, that's crazy.
And it's not often you see trades like this in the NFL where like
especially from a player who wanted to get out of there.
exactly.
You know, second year in the league.
I mean, you would think you would be okay with this trade.
Yeah.
Because I mean, teams are going to make the trade no matter what, even if you're not okay with it. But you would think you'd be okay with this trade, or like we would have heard something by now. I mean, tomorrow there could be breaking news that he's pissed, but
Trade me again.
yeah, but as of now, we don't have any news on that,
Right.
so we're just gonna go off the
That he's
fact
liking it.
that he's liking it. I like it for both teams,
Yeah.
and here's why: the Dolphins, it seems like couldn't get Jalen Ramsey to cooperate.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be on the team anymore. He requested a trade.
Well, they both wanted extensions. You know,
They both
more
wanted
money.
extensions. Same thing with Jonnu Smith. They
Yep.
couldn't get him to cooperate.
Yep.
He had a great year last year, so with that great year, he was expecting top tight end money,
Yep.
which the Dolphins didn't want to give him either. And, you know, as opposed to having these guys sit on the bench or not want to play or getting nothing for them, not only did they get arguably one of the best safeties in the whole entire league back with the Dolphins. I mean, they got a 5th-round pick.
Yeah,
I know it's in
they got a
20.
5th-round pick.
I know it's in 2027, but 5th-round picks are actually
Yeah. No.
pretty valuable.
Yeah.
And
Every pick is valuable. It just, you know.
the Dolphins' defense last year was just god awful.
Mm-hmm.
So corner is a very important position, but if you can get an elite safety, I'll take an elite safety all day over the corner, honestly. Especially because Jalen Ramsey was an elite, and he hasn't really been elite for a long
Yeah,
time.
about to say he has lost a step to me.
Yeah, he's definitely overrated
Yeah.
at this point.
Since he went to the Dolphins, I don't think he was the same person like Jacksonville or L.A.
Right, and you know, for the Steelers here, you're getting Jalen Ramsey, who's hopefully going to be motivated now that he's on the Steelers, going to help out that corner room, which they already have some pretty good corners.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting Jonnu Smith as a tight end.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got a nice
Aaron Rodgers loves
Yeah.
throwing to tight ends on them short,
Yeah.
get rid of the ball, quick
down
routes.
the seam.
I know they had the Muth,
Right.
but he's always injured. He's always hurt. And this gives you a different dynamic. The Muth is more of just the big body
Right.
blocker and kind of just like end zone threat. Not really the type of guy like Jonnu Smith is, who's more
Yeah.
of almost like a receiver.
He's a speed,
he's a speed. So when they want to run that 12 personnel with them two tight end
Right.
sets, which Rodgers likes to run with the play action
Right.
passing, and I think this could be really good for both teams.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty fair.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Pretty fair.
I think it's a fair trade. And as I was saying, you don't usually see this in the NFL anymore where, like, I mean, take away the picks, guys getting traded for, like, other guys. Like, usually, like, you would see Jonnu Smith getting traded to the Steelers for a 5th-round pick. Yeah. You usually don't see, like, kind of guys of this caliber. This is almost like an NBA trade almost, you know? Like,
guy for guy, yeah.
Guy for guy type thing. So, I seen Blaze was upset about it on Facebook. He didn't like it. Blaze did not like the trade, and
he still got a grudge for Minka, huh?
I think he does. He was, from what I've seen on his post, he was really upset that they got rid of Jonnu Smith, but he has to understand the Dolphins don't have really any money to spend right now. You're paying Tyreek Hill top money, you're paying Waddle top money, you're paying Tua top money.
I mean, how much top money can you go?
You can't give it to everybody.
And then Tyreek going to want an extension after this year.
Yeah, I mean, you can't pay everybody.
Yeah, bro.
When you have two of the highest paid receivers in the whole league, you can't have the highest paid tight end in the whole league.
We understand because Jonnu Smith was literally the only bright spot of the Dolphins' offense last year, you know.
It seemed that way, yes.
No, for real.
No, I know. Like, you would watch, like, the...
Tyreek,
especially us as fantasy football guys.
Yeah.
I had Tyreek Hill in one of my leagues. He didn't do crap all year besides, like, one game. Waddle, same thing. But then you look, Jonnu Smith would have, like, 30 fantasy points every week. And you're like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah.
So.
Yep, he was literally carrying the team, bro.
Speaking of the Steelers, there hasn't really been too much NFL news, but according to Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show, this is probably his last hoorah.
Yeah.
And you know I hate Aaron Rodgers.
If he makes it to the title game, he'll come back one more.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, he's such like one of them guys that you don't know what to believe out of his mouth. Right. So he could just be talking crap. But if this is the last hoorah, you know.
Yeah.
The Steelers got a pretty good team around them.
Yeah, no, Steelers are loaded, man.
I mean, they're
Look
always
at their
good.
off-season moves, man. They got Darius Slay, Ramsey, Jonnu.
Yeah.
They got a good first-round pick, big boy from Oregon, Derek Harmon. Big kid.
They got the running back from Iowa, Caleb Johnson.
Yeah. No, they're having a great offseason.
I think getting rid of Najee Harris was honestly good for them too. I think Najee Harris sucks.
Overrated
and sucks. Yeah. Dude, he is so slow.
He ain't no Derrick Henry.
No, and when he first went to the Chargers, my brother Austin, brother Red, he was like, Harris is getting all these carries, and then they drafted Hampton in the first round. So,
bro,
this will be better for Hampton.
I love it.
I think he's like an every down back.
Bro, do it all back.
Do it all, but you know now they're gonna have. I think this is the right situation for Najee Harris, like short yardage, come down on like the short yard plays, but
third and one or
third and one
goal line.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
That was the big NFL news today. Really haven't had much of anything else going on in the NFL since. So at least we got that today.
No big trades, at least.
No, that we kind of got blessed today with that for some content for the podcast for football fans.
That was actually a pretty big trade for both teams.
Yeah, it was
pretty fair.
All right, before we get out of here, I want to talk about. Let's go to a different sport. Let's start talking about some combat sports before we get out of here.
MMA,
UFC, and I actually want to start with the Jake Paul bull crap. Let me timestamp this. Dude, I'm done. I'm done with the Jake Paul bull crap.
What?
I'm not watching it ever again.
You watched it?
I'm the only person. No, here's the problem. Everybody else is giving up on it. When I tell people like I was gonna watch the Jake Paul fight, they looked at me like I had. I don't even want to say what I was going to say. They looked at me like I was crazy.
Like you lost your damn mind.
And I was like, but dude, Jake Paul against Chavez.
Yeah.
Chavez. His dad
Chavez
was
Jr.
Chavez. His dad was the greatest Mexican fighter of all time.
Cesar Chavez is one of them.
I think he's the best Mexican fighter of all time. His dad.
You
Not
think?
the son. Not the son. Not the one that fought Jake Paul. His dad. I think his dad is the best Mexican fighter of all time.
No.
And his son's a complete F up. He's been arrested. He's been suspended. He's apparently a coke addict, all this shit. Lazy dude, hanging out with prostitutes all the time. Whatever. But I'm like, Jake Paul's going to knock this dude the F out. That's what I was excited about. I'm like, Jake Paul's going to knock this dude the F out.
Yeah.
Comes in, and it's the same bull crap as the Mike Tyson crap. The dude didn't throw a punch till, like, the 9th round. It's only a 10-round fight. And the last 2 rounds are actually somewhat entertaining. But, dude, the whole fight, the dude didn't throw a punch. It looked like some scripted WWE bull crap. And it's ridiculous. Like, once again, I'm the only guy I know that watched it. But the millions of people that did watch it and paid for it,
Robbed.
I'm not paying for it.
Robbed.
How could you pay for that crap? I mean, there was like no good fights on the card. They didn't even have Serrano and Taylor on this one.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 girls fighting. It was terrible. Everything about it was terrible. The whole show was terrible. Just terrible.
Yeah.
Jake Paul's a clown, dude.
I would never waste my life watching one of those fights.
Yeah, like that's an hour of my life I'll never get back, and I'm pissed.
That you watched that bull crap.
I was expecting Jake Paul to knock this dude the F out, throw some like crazy right hand and knock him the F out.
Right.
Jake Paul didn't even do that, dude. Like, it's just a joke, bro.
That's how I feel. It's just a dang joke with them fights, man.
But what was actually entertaining that night was the UFC pay-per-view.
Oh, man.
10 out of 10. Great.
What?
So, like, when we watched the previous pay-per-view at Nate's house, whoever, like, was the matchmaker for that pay-per-view was trash. Like, every fight sucked. Whoever they matched up these guys were terrible.
Which one was that?
That was the one where Sean O'Malley fought.
Marab?
Yeah. And every fight...
The second time?
The second time, and every fight on that card was trash.
Right.
Like, there wasn't one fight where I was like, this was a good fight. They all sucked.
Right.
Now, this card, even the prelims, I was like, damn, these are great fights.
They were good fights.
That guy, Van, I think his name's is James Van.
Yeah.
Something. He's only 23 years old. I forgot the exact name of the guy he fought, but he was the 13 ranked fighter, and he went up against the number 1. Dude, bloodbath. These guys threw hands the whole entire fight.
They broke records in that fight.
Yeah, for significant strikes.
Yeah, within the 3rd round.
It was great. Let me timestamp this.
They broke all types of records, bro, before it even got to the 3rd round.
Dude, one of the best fights I think I've ever seen. I'm not the biggest like UFC guy. That's why I don't know the other guy's name. I'll look it up as we're talking about it. But dude, like I'm one of those
the best ones.
Dude, that's one of the best fights I've ever seen. Ever. Like, it was that good. And even, like, the other fights were good.
You know what was one of my... Even though it was a female fight, that Wei Lee, when she... Bro, that bloodbath with Wei Lee, and what was that? Joanna freaking Judashkek or something?
I don't even know which one you're talking about.
It happened a few years ago, but, man, that was... It was a bloodbath, bro. It was a great fight.
All right, so I got the fight card on my phone right now. Okay, so the first fight that I kind of started watching at was the last fight of the prelims. You had Gregory Rodriguez, they call him like RoboCop. Went up against this guy named Jack Hermanson. Dude, knocked him the F out. And Herb Dean,
bro,
he's known for just letting dudes watch him get knocked the F out, and the dudes just straight ground and pound him. We're like, bro, he was knocked out 10 minutes ago. Like, break up the fight. Same kind of situation. This big old Brazilian RoboCop dude knocked this dude the F out, bro, and let him just straight wail on him one more good time with a ground pound.
Before he intervened.
Yeah, before he intervened. I'm like, oh, God, Herb Dean, stop it. Like, it was hard to watch.
That's always Herb Dean's style, though, you know?
I know. Like, if you're betting on a fight to go the whole way, make sure Herb Dean is the one in charge. Because in most cases, unless the dude is just knocked unconscious, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, nobody could say, hey, man, you stopped the fight too early. You know, you didn't give me enough time to, fight
Yeah.
back. No,
Yeah.
you can't say that with Herb.
No, 100%.
Herb, it will let you get knocked out before he.
Um,
Bro.
the next
Sometimes
fight.
I love Herb Dean, man.
Oh, I know he's great. He's OG, bro.
Yeah.
He's OG. You had Peyton Talbot fight Felipe Lima, the first fight of the pay-per-view.
Right.
Another good fight. Talbot pulled that away. Next fight was good too. Beneil Dariush, a guy that hasn't fought for a while, fought Renato Moicano. Dariush won that by decision. 2 fights by decision. And then here it is, my boy Josh Van, not James. Sorry,
All right.
disrespectful on me. Bro, Josh Van, this
That
dude's
was the great
23 years
fight,
old.
yeah.
This guy is the real deal. He's going to be a champion. He's great. He went up against Brandon Royval.
Yeah.
Great fight. One of the best fights I've ever seen.
Yep.
Hands down. Josh Van actually only fought like 3 weeks ago, too, before this fight.
What?
He took the fight on short notice. He's just like an up-and-coming 23-year-old
he's
that's
just
just
young
beating up.
and-
Yeah. Bro, throws hands,
Bro, we like to see that.
Yeah, and
What division?
he's in the flyweight division.
Oh, bro, we love the flyweight.
So, yeah, and the next fight after that was actually for the flyweight championship. You had Pantoja versus Kai Kara France,
Yep.
which was a highly... this was supposed to be a really big fight. Pantoja ended up rear naked choking
Yeah.
Kara France. But I definitely see it being Pantoja versus Josh Van. But Pantoja is more of the grappler, so...
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be as good of a fight as it was with Royval, but dude,
Right.
I would love to see those two guys fight again. And then the main event was Ilia Topuria, undefeated. This guy is pretty much the new Conor McGregor.
I was just about to call him that.
He's
bro.
now 2-division champ like
division.
Conor was.
The
knocking
same
dudes-
divisions.
2 same divisions, knocking dudes out, has hands, can wrestle, can do it all. I would never bet against this guy. And he was
Nah,
going up
bro.
against one of the OGs.
Bro,
Charles Oliveira, dude.
Bro, did you see this guy's resume?
And he just knocked him the F
Bro,
out.
he got Max Holloway. He got Volk. He got Charles Oliveira.
What? And
Bro, he's beat all 3 of them, dog.
okay, so if you...
That right there is just crazy. 2 of the lightweight goats, and then you got the middleweight goat. Or the featherweight goats.
So I
2
don't know.
featherweights and 1 lightweight.
I don't know if you've seen the ending of the fight. So he knocked out Oliveira
Yeah,
in the first round,
seen
knocked
it.
him the F out, dominated him.
Yeah.
Here
seen
comes
it.
Patty.
Patty.
Here comes Patty. So as
Patty,
of now,
don't do it, Patty.
as
I don't
of
wanna
now,
see it.
it looks like it's gonna be
I don't
Ilia
wanna
versus
see it, bro.
Patty.
I don't want to see it.
Dude,
Bro.
as of now, who would you take? Patty versus
Poirier.
Ilya? Yeah, Topuria.
Bro, that guy's technique in boxing's off the charts, bro. This guy's been in 3 fights already. Didn't even make it to the 3rd round.
Patty the Batty looked so dominant in his last fight, but dude, I think Topuria is on a different level, man.
Bro,
But Patty's a lot bigger,
when Poirier knocked out Max Holloway, bro.
and he
Bro,
fought
that right there just said this guy got hands.
Max
bro.
Holloway is one of my favorite fighters of all time, and I actually thought,
Bro, he is my favorite, bro.
oh,
That that shit hurt.
dude,
Damn.
I know, because honestly, I think I bet on Holloway that fight. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure I bet on Holloway because
Right.
I'm like you. I'm like, bro, Holloway's my boy. If anybody stands in the octagon and throws hands with him, they're not winning.
Bro, that right
And
there.
he did.
Yeah, he even
he
called him
did.
to.
He threw hands with him, and he beat the shit out of him. So that's how I knew he could throw hands. I'm like, bro, because if you make Holloway look like crap on the like standing up fighting,
Bro, I could just see the fight replaying in my head, dog. He called him to the center of the damn cage, and that's
Yeah.
what Max does, dog.
I know.
Max was pointing to the prime. This guy's.
And that's why when like I had people asking me about this
Damn.
fight, who do you got? I'm like, bro, I love Charles Oliveira. He's an OG. He's, one of the greatest. But
This guy's different.
yeah, this guy's different. He's gonna get knocked the hell out, bro. Because after I seen how he did Max, it's hard for me to say that he wouldn't beat anybody in throwing hands, bro.
Yeah, don't fight this guy square up, man.
No.
His technique, man. His power.
Yeah.
And this guy's short, man.
Oh, I know.
He's small, but man, this guy is good.
He's really good.
I think I might be a new Taporia fan.
Yeah,
man.
as of now, there's no. Patty's bigger, and I love Patty, but
Who do you think? Who do you think Taporia should fight next? Patty?
I know Patty wants to fight because it would be great for him too. I guess maybe Patty, dude. I mean, he's kind of already beat everybody else. I mean, he's had to move up a weight class because he already beat everybody at the other division.
Yeah, bro. He went through a stacked division, bro.
And when you make Max look like that, I mean, shit.
And not only that, bro. Volk.
Yeah,
he beat Volk.
I know, but I don't know. I just, dude, when
They
he
say,
beat Max, I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Might move up another weight division and become the first three.
He's got the potential. He's got the potential to do it if he wants to.
Yeah. Should he fight Marab?
That was what I was just about to say.
Marab?
If he gets like one of them Russian dudes like him, that could be all
No, it wouldn't be Marab. It would be Islam.
Or Islam. Oh,
it
God.
would be
He
Islam.
might be too big for him, though. Islam might be too big.
Power and technique, boxing.
Yeah.
Bro, them wrestlers, bro,
Yeah, but when you go up 2 weight classes, them dudes aren't going to throw hands with you.
They ain't going to put their belt on the line for nothing.
That's what probably Patty's going to do, though, too. Patty's going to wrestle him. Patty's got the size on him.
Yeah, but I don't think Patty's going to be quick enough.
He better grab his ass.
Patty ain't in shape like, them Russian wrestlers, bro.
Patty's good, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he's on that level of best UFC fighter. As of right now, he's the best UFC fighter out of all of them right now.
You think Ilya's the pound for pound right now?
I think he's pound for pound right now, especially, we never talked about it, but John Jones retired.
Yeah, John's gone.
And now Aspinall is
I like that.
Heavyweight champ. I wanted John Jones to fight him so bad. I was more excited for that fight than anything.
You think John punked out, or do you think he just...
I could get in big trouble if I said that right now, because we're going to have a lot of people pissed if we say that.
What?
John Jones got scared.
Well, he was once that,
We're talking about a guy that could be the GOAT, and a lot of people consider him the GOAT. Are we going to be on this podcast saying that John Jones got scared? Do you think he got scared? Is that why he retired?
I don't think he got scared. Did he want to risk his legacy for, a dangerous
dude?
Aspinall
is a badass.
Bro, he's dangerous.
He's huge.
And
he's huge. He can wrestle. He can throw hands. He clips you. And he can knock you the F out. He's like...
Bro, I fuck with Aspinall.
Yeah, I don't see anybody beating him.
But
I think the only one
that... I
that...
don't see him scared. I see him like, this guy could actually...
And that's the thing that sucks about it is, the only person I could see beating John Jones is Aspinall, Tom. And the only person I see beating Tom Aspinall would be John Jones.
Yeah.
So, once again, we were robbed. They came in with the guns in the goon mask, and they robbed us.
Yep, that would have been a great fight to watch.
Oh, gosh. I would have been more excited for that fight than any other fight because I'm a heavyweight guy. I love watching the heavyweights fight more than anybody else. Just because of the knockouts.
I like that. Like Nagano.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Bro, was that guy bad?
Who knows? Nagano might end up coming back to fight him because there ain't nobody else beating Aspinall, Tom.
Dano would have to pay that man.
I'm sure he would because I don't see anybody else beating him.
He's too good at wrestling.
John Jones retired. Maybe the GOAT in my eyes. It's tough to say. I definitely got him in the top 3 ever. Up there with Anderson Silva and GSP. Those are my top 3 of all time.
No Mighty Mouse?
I don't have Mighty Mouse.
What?
Maybe I would throw a Gracie.
Nah, I wouldn't throw no Gracie.
Just because of how elite they were with their Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like Hoist Gracie, something like that. I mean, that's a podcast for a different day, but at the end of the day, John Jones is at least top 3.
My 3 would be probably GSP, John, and Mighty Mouse.
Really? You don't have the Spider, dude?
I don't got a spider.
Bro, Anderson Silva in his prime.
I
Oh my
do.
gosh.
I do like Anderson Silva in the prime and all that, but come on, bro.
I've had this argument with Alan. He thinks GSP and I think Silva. And we always
You
talk
said
about
GSP.
No, in my top 3, but I'm talking number 1. Like we
Oh,
had the
you're number
argument
one?
like he goes
he got
GSP's the best.
GSP?
He's got GSP's the best ever and I say Anderson Silva. Or
Yeah.
probably John Jones.
GSP was the one who got me watching MMA, bro. Watching the UFC.
You're on Alan's side.
Bro, it's just GSP was the man back then,
Who
bro.
would you take in a fight? Prime GSP or Prime Anderson Silva?
GSP?
Anderson Silva would knock him down.
Bullshit.
He had that reach and that size. They were 2 different weight classes, but oh
Bro,
god, that would have been a great
That
fight.
boy GSP would have got him, bro.
If he got him to the ground, he had a shot. Yeah,
Bro, he would
but he would have had to grab him and get him there.
But not, bro. Silva had good jiu-jitsu.
He did, but GSP might be the best grappler. He's one of the best grapplers of all time.
Yeah, he is.
Silva was
Striker.
Silva.
Yeah.
You got to give it to Silva,
Yeah, but once he broke that leg,
bro.
I never seen Silva the same, bro.
John
With
Jones.
Chris Weidman. Was it Chris Weidman that broke the leg? Went knee for
Chris
knee?
Weidman broke his leg against.
No, Silva.
Oh, when he fought Weidman and he lost.
I think didn't they go leg shin
It's
on
been
shin
so
or something?
long. I think Weidman did beat Silva, but that was when
Yeah, he
Silva was
did.
so old. That was when Silva was old, and then Weidman broke his leg and was never the same again.
Yeah.
He like snapped his leg in half against somebody. I forgot who it was, but
Yeah, I remember one of them broke their damn leg.
it was. I know Weidman did, dude. It was like the nastiest injury.
Maybe
in
that's
UFC.
the one
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Weidman fought Silva. Once again, this is a long time ago, so don't hold it to us.
Yeah.
But Weidman caught Silva and beat him. But then when Weidman fought whoever he fought, he like snapped his leg in half
Yeah,
and he
I
never was
remember
the
that.
same again. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Um,
Yeah, bro.
well, we covered basketball, we covered football, we covered
Yeah.
Jake Paul's sorry ass and
You
Chavez.
didn't want to talk about them sorry ass Mets.
NFC. Oh gosh,
The Mets.
the Mets are on a historic losing streak right now, and it's
Come on,
killing
man.
me.
Snap out of it.
Snap the F out of it. We just got swept by the Pirates, bro.
Come on.
And Skeens didn't even pitch one of the games.
Not one of them?
Not one of them, bro.
Oh, my God. Wow. That's crazy, man. What's going on? Everybody in a hitting slump or something?
There was a reason I didn't bring up baseball in this
I
podcast.
knew,
We got all summer. When the Mets start winning again, we'll bring up baseball again next podcast. We got all summer to talk baseball.
You didn't want to talk about that Shohei throwing 102 miles an hour? Gas.
That was nasty. Otani's throwing 102, bro. Golly, man. Oh. Thanks for tuning into the podcast.
Freaking Dodgers blew his start. Come on.
Cipo, thanks for coming on it.
Bro.
Once again, this podcast is now sponsored by Counterculture Inc. Counterculture Sports. Follow it on Instagram. I'm running the podcast for it. Things are taking off. If you need clothes, hit up the Instagram. The clothes are fire. And big things are coming.
Hell yeah.
We out. Ow.